The exam thing, it is a huge and big process from preparing the exam room until preparing the test for the candidate. And if we're going through the admission process, and we need to make sure to deliver the correct exam for the candidate. So many things happen on the back. You need to be proactive. This is a critical thing, but we do it.
You are the main guy who actually makes sure that everything goes smooth. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Ask If, where we discuss everything about the trainings and exams. This video has been sponsored to you by MontRoyal Elevate. We have the offices in Canada, United Arab Emirates and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm your host Ibtihaj, and today joining me is Mr. Mohammed Al Alawney. He is our big boss, and he is the head of exam administration department. So yeah, without further ado, let's just do it. Hello Mr. Mohammed.
Hello, Mr. Diaj. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, Alhamdulillah, doing well.
I want to thank you that you came all the way from Abu Dhabi and you're actually doing this podcast with us.
Also, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. Nice to meet you today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And let's just do it. So basically, you are the head of exam administration department.
Yes.
And you take care of everything.
Yes, correct.
Like you are the main guy who actually makes sure that everything goes smooth. The exam sessions happens. All the students who came for the exams in the center, they are able to fulfill their goal. So what is that one surprising thing about your job that most of the people wouldn't expect?
Actually, our job, if from the first look, maybe the candidate or anyone only see it is only the admission process. But no, the exam thing, it is a huge and big process from preparing the exam room until preparing the test for the candidate. And if we're going through the admission process, and we need to make sure to deliver the correct exam for the candidate and exam secure and security. This is the important thing. So it is a long process. It is not only how to admit the candidate. So many things happen on the back from start up the exam center until shutdown, end of the day.
So I can see it's a very long process. So we did one session with Mr. Khalid as well previously, and we discussed about a lot of stuff as well. And in this session, we'll try to cover the technical stuff as well, because you're known in the company about like he's the technical guy. He knows everything.
Sure, we'll do it.
All right. I have another fun question. If you would have to describe your day in one word, which word will you select?
Let's say you need to be proactive.
Proactive, okay.
Yeah. You need to be keep all your attention and your sense ready for any incident will happen. You need to know how to manage immediately to make sure the exam will deliver.
Exactly. And this is, I'm really glad that you have selected this word, proactive.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want to say this on camera, Mr. Mohammed is really proactive. He is, we call him Big Boss, and he knows his game. So yeah, I mean, that's a really good word. All right. So can you walk us through your job role as a head of exam, managing exam like big vendors like PMI, Microsoft?
Actually, my job role, I will give you, it is too much detailed, but I give you we can say a headline. My roles, we can say from initiate the exam center for any vendor. We need to have an approval and have the test in our center until the candidate finishes exam successfully, delivered his exam. So we can say we can start the communication to have this test in our center. Then I can initiate the exam center, follow the vendor and the client requirement from the policies and procedure and security thing. We can say also for the exam thing exactly, I need to make sure to start my day for the exam. It's named a startup. process. So we will make sure our connection is suitable and connected for each vendor. Then we will prepare the delivery station. It's named on the exam environment workstation. So then we go to the admin machine. From this admin machine, we can control all exam for the day, the current day. So I can know what exam I have today. I can print the schedule. I can prepare the documentation for each exam and make it ready. When the candidate came, I start the process for administration the candidate and start the exam for them. Each exam and each vendor have a different policy and agreement and a procedure how to start the exam. So you need to know, that's why I need to know from the beginning of the day what exam I have so I can arrange it and make it successful to deliver the exam.
All right, so it looks like you have a very, I can actually associate the word, why you actually select the word proactive. It's like your day is really consumed. And to be honest, thank you for telling us these things, because a lot of students, when they come, they actually don't realize this thing. And even in the office, the other colleagues, they actually don't realize these things, like how technical things are actually on the background, how important it is for the admin machine, for the workstation, for the exams, and like all the rules, all the regulations. You have to make sure that everything goes smooth, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So how do you ensure that exams from the different exam providers are delivered with the same level of quality and integrity? Yeah, I want to talk about quality.
Actually, it is simple. You need to follow for each vendor we have in our exam center. You need to follow them procedure and exam policies and security thing. So when you follow this thing for each vendor, by default, you will make sure the exam will go smoothly and successful deliver for the candidate.
All right. So their policies, following their policies will, and also like this is also not only helps you understand about the exam, but like keep up to date as well.
Yes, correct.
Perfect.
We are keep updated because if any update from any vendor, I receive an email immediately for what the update and what we need to do. Example, we have an update sometimes for the, let's say, name guidelines. Some updates I receive for the technical thing. So we are keeping updated by email because the main communication way, it's by email from any vendor. In urgent cases, they are calling immediately, but the main thing it's by email. So we are keeping updated from this.
Thank you so much for answering that. What does it take to build a strong and reliable test day team? So for example, like you have the team under you and they actually help you out in the execution of the exams on a day-to-day basis. So what does it take to actually build a strong and reliable test taker team?
Actually, you need on the beginning you need to train them well, explain for them for which exam they will work with you, and after you can train them about the policy and the procedure for this vendor to secure the exam and make sure we are deliver in the correct way. So after the train, you need to rely on them, support them in any stage, and be with them step by step.
Do you also teach them being proactive?
Yes, they are proactive also because, as we said on the beginning, the exam, it is multitask operation, not only one task or two tasks. So you need to keep all your attention ready for any incident will happen from the candidate, from the system, from the cloud. So we need to be ready for any incident case.
Yes, that definitely makes sense. And Mohammed, in your team, you have exam administrators and you have proctors as well. So for us, if you can explain us like little bit for the normal audience, like what is the difference?
Actually, the exam administration come after the head of exam department. The exam administration, we can say he can do many tasks from my task. He can admit the candidate, he can check the schedule, he can register the candidate, he can start the exam for the candidate. The proctor rules, it's only, we can say, monitoring the exam. That's the difference. Only monitor and make sure the exam security is going on the right way. Example, no one cheating, no one use unauthorized thing for the exam. If anyone need help, he will assist immediately. If he can manage, okay. He cannot manage, he will immediately inform the exam admin to handle it and manage it.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that. So I can see you have different vendors and different rules, different regulations. You have proctors, you have administrator, you are admitting the candidate. So it looks like a really big and really busy day. How do you actually handle the exams for different vendors and their systems? How do you actually handle that?
Actually, Mr. Tihal, this has come from the experience, we can say, because I have more 10 years experience on these fields. So the first thing up to the experience, and the second thing, you need to prepare for it. Example, one day before, I can know what exactly I have to for tomorrow's schedule, so I can prepare whatever I can for tomorrow. And the last updated schedule, I can check tomorrow morning, example, and I will make sure which exam I have, and I prepare well for it. Some different happened for the schedule, because some candidate reschedule or cancel them exam, but at all, one day before I know what exam I have and I prepare for it. And again, from the experience, you can handle anything.
Exactly. I do agree on this point. Like with experience, you can handle everything. That is really true. So I can see that you are actually running the exam in a very high stake environment. The stakes are the exam needs to go, it has to go properly. So what are the challenging part of managing a team in such a high stake environment? Do you see anything challenging? How to deal with the team? How to take care of them? Maybe training, how to train them?
Actually, you need to train them well. And example, if any incident happened, if they are there or no, you need to inform them about this incident and how I manage this incident. So they will be aware about all scenario, maybe will happen on the exam day. I will give you a small example. Sometime maybe the connection with the cloud not working. So this is easy to manage, happened many times, and I explained to my team how to handle this thing. Some of time the signature bad not working. So they are aware now immediately what is the next step to avoid any delay also and fix the issue, because if you have many candidates you need to register, this will delay you. So you need to be again proactive and we can say a quick response to manage the issue quickly to avoid any delay on your exam, because you have some exams there is happened every year, we can call it as an event. This exam have a deadline and windows happened only every year. So this exam in over all the world should start in the same time.
Okay.
So we make sure to follow this vendor policy and procedure for this exam to start at the time, because it is a critical thing. We need to do it. So at all, we keep train our employee and keep them updated with any cases happened with me, and if what knowledge I have about any incident I share with them, so they will be aware. Also, the communication with us, we can handle anything anytime happened. If I am in office or outside the office, we'll do the best to make sure and handle any incident happen.
That's really interesting. And Mr. Mohammed, you have just told us about the events exam.
Yeah.
If we can speak a little bit more about that. So events exam are the exams that actually happen on a periodical basis. For example, once a year or twice a year.
This most of the exam it's happened yearly. They have a windows for this vendor. Some of exam have two part happened also in the same year. This candidate maybe came from UAE, but also we are facing 60% to 70% from this candidate came from outside UAE to sit for this exam, because this event mean the exam only happened in this location in this exact time.
Okay.
If unfortunately any candidate lose this deadline, he need to wait until the next year for the same date to sit for this exam.
Which means it is very high stake exam.
Yeah, this is a critical thing and a hard thing,
Hard thing, yeah, exactly.
but we do it.
So before talking about the technical step, I want to talk about the technical step one by one. But before that, because now we are already on the high stake exam, how do you prepare for the high stake exam like this, for example, events, and which exam do you consider the most sensitive?
Actually, all exam is sensitive, but at all for current time, the English tests exam, it's more sensitive. Need to prepare for it and manage it on the little bit different way from other exams.
Okay.
So we can say the English test for current time.
Why do you think this is high stake? Because it has listening, it has speaking, it has different.
It have, for example, it is hard and important to focus on it because maybe some of the candidates have this time the first experience on this time. So you need to explain for them. Maybe they are shocked, what is this, what is this? They are asking how to do this, how to answer this. So you need to be, we can call it on call immediately to assess them on this thing. Other exam, it is easy and clear. Also, the English test is clear, but if the first experience, maybe some of the people come confused on it.
And what about the security thing? Do you think English exams are more sensitive in security, or like every?
All security is similar because we are make sure to follow the vendor security procedure for this.
So security is a top priority.
Yes, sure. Security, the main thing.
All right, that definitely makes sense. So now give us a walkthrough of a step-to-step technical setups before the exam day. I mean, what do you do in the first part of the day? Do you arrive 20 minutes earlier? Do you arrive like 1 hour earlier?
Sure, but we need to, I missed one point in the previous question. You asked me about the technical thing for the exams, this Windows.
Yes.
Some of this exam have a special arrangement from the technical side. So let's say one month before, I receive the instruction from the vendor for this exam, and I make sure to prepare it and on the time. Let's say 1 day, 2 days before the exam time, need to make sure we are following the vendor procedure for this exam, and sometimes they are checked with us from them technical team. It's all done. Sometimes only we agree and we are follow the instruction, and I reply by confirmation email. So it's going well. Alhamdulillah, we are following all exam policies and the procedure successfully. We deliver many events every year with a successful and good feedback. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And on the technical steps, if you can very quickly, I think you have given us like little bit of that.
Yeah, for the technical step, you need to reach, for me, I prefer to reach 1 hour before on my day. I start my day 1 hour before. I start checking my network first. Then I checking my admin machine because this is the main thing on the exam day. Third thing, I start checking the workstation for each vendors. So each vendors have separate application to start the exam. So from the admin machine, when I do the startup procedure, I know how many exam I have for each vendor, and I prepare the workstation for it. After I make sure all ready, then I am ready. I start my day, waiting the candidate, start the registration, and start the exam for them. After I start the exam, I will keep monitoring them through the cameras, sometimes walking in the room to make sure if anyone need an assistance, everything goes smoothly, no cheating in the exam, all is good until they're done with the exam.
Okay, so they are done with the exam and they leave the exam center. So you also leave on the same time, or do you need?
No, actually also I need 1 hour more after they done, because I need to close my system, upload them result, close our server, do the closing step. So we need also one hour prior, 1 hour after.
All right, that makes sense. This is like this makes you the boss, you know.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So over the years, have you seen some shifts in the candidate demand, like English test versus certification test? If I have to ask you like this, like which ones are actually in more demand, English test or certification test?
Actually, these days, yeah, the high demand with the English test, all English tests at all, and the second demand for BMI certification.
Okay. So just for me to understand it better, when we say English exam, it means the exams for the immigration purposes, right?
We can say 90% from who have the English test exam for immigration, 10% for personal needs.
Personal needs. Okay. And then on the certification exams, the PMP is actually on the top.
Yeah, from the BMI certification, the major one BMB.
Major one is PMP. All right. Perfect. All right. So what I want to talk about next is, so it's a very high stake environment exam day, and God forbid if some incident happen, and how do you use feedback or incident reports to actually improve your overall operations?
Actually, we are every day we have a feedback, and I am share it with my team to make sure we are in the correct way. So if the feedback good, we are appreciate our team and work more to develop ourselves. If unfortunately this is the feedback for something wrong, we are working on it, we are resolve it, we are fix it, and we train the candidate for the correct way to be successful exam day experience for any candidate.
All right. And this feedback is actually coming from the test takers, right?
Yes, from the test taker, correct.
Okay. So let's try to wrap it up. What advice will you give to someone who wants to start their career in this exams department? Because this is a really high stake environment, I can see.
He need the first thing to be a high skills customer service. He need to be a patient employee because we are communicated with the people, and you need to understand the behavior for them. Example, maybe they are come stress on the exam day, maybe nervous something. So you need to be a patient, and the major thing, high skills for customer service. This is the main success for the exam admin. How to manage. From the experience, you can have more knowledge, and you will be aware about all cases will happen with you, how I will communicate with this, with this, with this. So it is okay.
Let me ask you this way. If a candidate comes to you and you have to judge him on two things. Number one is his confidence, and number two, his technical knowledge. How much do you think, like let's say 80% confidence, 20% technical knowledge, or like 20% technical, or what do you think the percentage? How will you actually give him the percentage? Confidence, technical.
We can say 50-50.
50-50? Okay, okay. That makes sense. Perfect. And what keeps you personally motivated in such a high pressure and detail oriented role?
With helping people, number one for me, because I faced many cases, many issues for the candidate. They have an issue with them exam, and they cannot handle this issue because the issue actually they don't know what's the exact problem. So I have many candidates reached me and to ask for help, and alhamdulillah I helped them and fix them issue in, let's say, 1 day maximum. The main thing for this thing, you need to understand where exactly the problem.
Okay.
If you understand where exactly the problem, then you can guide the candidate how to resolve his issue.
Exactly.
Because you have many issue happen. Example, you have technical issue and then profile. Maybe you are faced an issue with the misinformation inside the profiles. Maybe you will face some payment issue, we can say. So the main thing you need to know, and the critical thing we can say, where is the issue? After I can guide them where to go. I faced many cases. Some people also not from in UAE reached me from Oman, from Middle East countries to fix them issue because they know about me from others. I had one experience last year. One candidate reached me from Oman, and he was trying 6 months with the client to fix his issue because he not enabled to book his exam. Already he paid the fees, everything ready, but he got an unknown error. So I connect with him, and I explore his profile, and I got know what's the issue. The issue, he was missed on the registration process to take one field.
Okay.
So that's why he got an issue. After I know this issue, I direct him where to go, and in less 12 hour, he fixed, the issue was fixed from the vendor teams, and he was booked his exam, and he was so happy about this experience.
Obviously, if someone is surviving, struggling from 6 months, 5 months,
It was a big tension for him. He think he lose his exam because it was requirement for his job.
that's another reason we call you Big Boss. All right, last question from my side. If someone wants to get the assistance on the exams, if they have any question, any query, where they can actually reach out to you?
The first thing, they can reach us on the, come walk into our center in Abu Dhabi or in Dubai. I'm available on both sides, and can reach us through the email, through mobile number, through our land number, through the LinkedIn. I am happy to assist anyone have any issue with any exam. We are available for do this help and make them experience successfully.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, for joining us today.
Thank you, Mr. Tihad.
Welcome. That's all from our side. We really hope that you would have learned more about the exam process, the setups, and how like there's a lot of things that actually goes behind on the exam day. That's all from our side today. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself and the people around you.